And it's time to talk baseball with former Major League scout Jeremy Booth. Jeremy, how's the All-Star game?
It was outstanding, man. It was great to be in Seattle, and the Mariners put on a good show. A lot of talent. Futures game was great, too. And, of course, the draft was always fun. So it was a pretty good time.
All right, so as customers, we receive so many surveys via email, over the phone, right? So let's do this. Let's survey these Astros midway through July, Jeremy. Up first, the Astros will still be in second place on July 31st. 1 extremely likely, 7 extremely unlikely, and 4 neutral. Where are you at this point?
So this has been a back and forth with Texas and the schedule. They got the A's in there before the end of the month. I'm just going to stay right here. I'm going to stay right in the middle because you don't know which club's going to show up on any given night. The Rangers have had some regression a little bit, and, it's after the All-Star break. So for the moment, and I know I'm not usually a fence guy, I'm staying right there at number 4.
You're right. The Rangers, there are some games coming up. You also have Oakland. I think it's I'm going to say about a 3, that it's extremely likely only because of the injuries, and we still don't have any clarity on how Jose Altuve will be, how Jose Urquidy will be, and, of course, Yordan Alvarez.
Yeah, anytime you're missing pieces like that, it's tough to get anywhere for, front and back. It does, however, speak to how talented the roster is, right? So you don't know what's going to happen with the Rangers. We started the year, and we said that the Rangers would be much better. However, we also said they're not really built yet to go that extra mile, right? So we'll see, right or wrong, but for right now, I'm still right in the middle. It's anybody's race.
Up next, Yainer Diaz. Astros Twitter loves to talk about this one. He'll be the Astros' primary catcher by August 15th, supplanting Martin Maldonado. Extremely likely, extremely unlikely, neutral. Where are you on this one?
Okay.
I'm right here.
Okay.
I don't see it happening. Fromber, Christian Javier, they love throwing to Maldi. Dusty Baker is a Maldi guy. I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't think it's going to happen at all. I'm going to circle. I'm going to check. Because I don't think Dusty really is interested in anybody Maldonado catching. We would have seen a different offseason. That doesn't mean it shouldn't begin to change, right? And if I had to say what I would do, I'd be in the 2 range over here.
Dana Brown, the GM, has his work cut out for him. Of course, the trade deadline is coming up. So, Jeremy, Dana Brown, if he does make a trade, will he have to trade from the 26-man active Major League roster?
There's a lot out there of, and it's been this way for a while, is this system good? Is it not good? Is it somewhere in the middle? And what you have to give this organization credit for, without question, is what they've done in pitching development. Done a good job of taking some undervalued assets and get to the big leagues. That's what they've been able to do. That said, there's nothing there in the system to really move from unless you're going to trade somebody like Corey Lee, which would bring some value back. If I'm Dana Brown, I have a team playing this well, I'm not trading off this roster if I don't have to. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go right there because there's always a chance that he does have to, right? But he can go take that piece of Corey Lee that's been in Sugar Land. He can go find some other pieces behind that in the system and try to get a mid-level piece back to help them get over the hump.
I'm wondering if a Julks, a Jake Myers, some of these other pitchers who've been up and down,
sure,
they might be on the 26-man at that point.
Sure.
I think I'm going to say only because we saw it last year. The Astros had to do it by moving Jose Siri. So I'm going to say it's more likely than unlikely.
Yeah, I get that, and I think Siri was an important piece, but I think Siri was blocked here with the play ahead of him. In this situation, you don't have Brantley back. You don't have Alvarez, we just talked about, when he's going to be there. So your outfield depth is already pretty thin. I don't know if we're doing that, but like I said, it's always a possibility.
Up next, the Major League Baseball draft is in the books. The first-round pick, local kid who went to Nebraska, it's Bryce Matthews, a shortstop. But Jeremy, will he remain at shortstop? Of course, you've got Jeremy Pena playing in the major leagues right now, and I know you don't typically draft for need, but will Bryce Matthews remain at shortstop?
The road to the big leagues is a lot faster with less affiliates. There's just less stops to make, and with a college player, it's accelerated timeline anyway. For me, Pena does have some kind of a roadblock here. In past years, maybe that's not the case. That said, I think this kid's enough of an athlete to play pretty much anywhere on the diamond. Whether or not the hands and feet work enough to play short is to be a question. I'm going to go back over here at number 6. I think he's going to move, but I think he has enough power and speed combo to help in the outfield.
You know, I find it interesting that some people talk about Bryce Matthews as being overdrafted a little bit, that he was more of a second-round talent. You got him at the end of the first round, right? Like, that's not an overdraft, and you signed him for under slot.
I take him right there. I have no issues with that pick whatsoever. At the end of the first round, you're looking for a college bat performer, or you're looking for an upside play. And like we said, in this particular player, you get both. So I think that's a great pick at the end of the first round.
Certainly, athleticism was one of his calling cards. Played high school football, excelled at high school football. I'm kind of in that boat. At this point, I need more information. I need to see how he progresses. But it's not out of the ordinary for the Astros to add positions to guys. We saw it with Pedro Leon. And again, I think that it really remains to be seen. Now, when we talk about this 2023 draft class headlined by Bryce Matthews, this is an interesting one, Jeremy. Dana Brown's first draft, the 2023 draft class, will it be better than the 2022 class, which of course brought them Drew Gilbert?
So I'm going to qualify either answer here with this. These guys just got here, right? I mean, they just got into the system. And anytime you just draft somebody, it's really tough because the old adage in scouting is the minute you submit your report, you're wrong, right? So you don't really know yet. What I will say is in comparing the last two drafts, 22 and 23, in 22 it seems like a lot of floor guys, and a lot of college guys, a lot of floor, a lot of maybe we'll do this, but at the worst case scenario I have this. But in this scenario here, what I see from Dana is taking a very depleted system, which almost anybody with a pulse agrees that it's a very depleted system. If you look at this and you've got an upside play in Matthews at the first round, you've got a big arm in the second round, you've got power, although swing and miss in the middle of the fourth round, and then you start looking at the high school players, right? This kid from Galena Park, we don't know what we're going to get. We have some other stuff later in the draft, kid from Colorado. You start putting this together and you're looking at Dana's taking tools, he's taking some upside, give me a carrying tool somewhere, and then I'll see what I have. And so for that reason alone, because of potential impact, which is something that we have talked about on this show for 7 years, that they have been lacking now an impact in their drafts, I think that this class is going to be better than the 2022 class.
Wow. I do say that I think when you've got Drew Gilbert leading last year's draft class and then Jacob Melton, the second-round pick, both big-time performers in college, off to strong starts relatively. I hate to play the fence. I'm going to say I'm neutral at this point. I kind of lean towards, I think the 2022 might be better because of Gilbert, but you kind of talked me out of that.
Well, you know, Drew's my guy. I mean, that's my guy. And, you know, the Astros took another one this year in a Jackson Neza in the 14th round of Louisiana Lafayette, who actually is a 95-96, but a pitchability guy. Drew's a performer with not a ton of upside, but man, he's going to play in the big leagues for a while, right? I mean, he's that type of guy that's made for Houston. So it's very easy to say the impact on Gilbert, the guaranteed impact might be a better chance for that. I think when you're looking at across the first, there's only 20 rounds, so let's say across 15 of the 20, you're talking about a carrying tool versus just a floor. And scouting will always take the carrying tool because that's the impact.
He is Jeremy Booth, our KHOU 11 baseball analyst, the former Major League scout. Jeremy, thanks for being on Sports Extra.
Yeah, it's great to be back.